Do you have phases
Oh,
also?
yes, yes. That's. I love hearing that. And to go back hear that again. I love it. So the superhero film from the Prasanth Varma cinematic universe is out. I saw it, really liked it. My reviews are on the main channel, but here we have the interview of the director with Film Coming in South, and it's breaking down the film. So I thought let's have a look and see what I missed and what he has planned for the future of this universe. The thumbnail says a superhero movie every Sakrantri, so every January we'll get one film from the universe. So that's exciting. But let's have a look now. If you haven't seen the full original interview, definitely check it out on Film Companion South channel. I'll put the link to that in the description. Here I'll be pausing in the middle talking and interruption, so it's not a alternative to watching the interview. So go watch the interview and then you can watch this reaction. So without any delay, let's go.
Hi, Prashant.
Hi.
Hi, hi, hi. First of all, congratulations. Congratulations. I mean, it's a dream for any filmmaker
I love cinema
to,
there.
not.
Also, thank you Ram Venkat for doing this in English. I think some he pointed out on Twitter also that a lot of people across India, across the world now consume Telugu cinema. So there will be many people interested. So English is a language everyone can watch the interview in. Now, of course, you can do it in Telugu and put subtitles, but that's a lot of work also. And not everyone is can watch a 50-minute long interview in subtitles. That will also take time. We have seen with other interviews. So it's good to be in English so everyone can consume it. So thank you for doing that.
Just realize their dream, but also get that validation from the audience and the critics alike. So I'm pretty sure. I want to know what's happening in the head. You have fever, guys. He has fever, but he's
Oh,
giving the interview.
wow.
So thank you for that. What's the headspace
That's
like,
great.
Prashant?
Not
No,
not fever, great, but that's like can is still giving interview.
I mean, like,
By the way, okay, I'm talking too much. Big fan of him already from the film Awe. So
I'm happy
looking
for
forward.
sure. But something like this is too surreal. I have never expected that such a huge response that it will be. I still feel like it is all still feeling like a dream that I'll wake up from.
Especially because you have fever and it's like a little
A fever
dream.
dream.
Exactly, yeah.
So, but this was like I mean, like, what do you call? You wanted this, right? When you started out.
I definitely wanted the film to work, but I didn't expect it to do so well. I mean, like, I thought if the film just makes the money that
Already
it's
100
invested
crores
in,
crossed.
Really?
that's all I wanted for. That's all I asked for, so that I can do another film. So yeah, I mean,
Simple
this
plans.
is too overwhelming.
Okay. Okay. We'll do this interview. We'll structure this interview in a way that like films are made pre-production, production, and post-production.
Okay, great.
Let's start with pre-production, which includes obviously the pre-visualization, the VFX work, Cheskodam, writing, and all. Now, you are obviously a Sangeetam Srinivasarao fan, and you said that why you like him, and you said that that's because he never repeats himself. Prashant, when you are starting out a project, not to repeat yourself, is that one of the
Interesting.
core seeds when you start out a project? Always.
Constantly, I just got a call from Singitam sir
Oh wow!
appreciating the film.
What did he say?
He said apparently he just met with some little accident that he could not move, but if he could, he would have flown to Hyderabad just to give me a hug.
Wow.
Wow.
Imagine your idol says this to you.
Yeah.
So there
Amazing.
cannot be, all this money and all.
Anta secondary అయిపోద్ది కదా.
That's all secondary. Like, imagine the inspiration himself is saying that stuff to you. It is surreal. I was just too happy. Yeah, I just lost your
No,
question.
coming to the
when you
question,
mentioned
not to
Singitam.
repeat yourself అనేది is it a start point when you start out a project?
Absolutely. I mean, like, once I finish a genre, so I will be watching all cinema.
His
all
last
kinds of
film
films
was
in that
like
genre.
a.
So
Wait,
I'll
what?
be fed up with that genre altogether. Like,
His last film was a zombie film. Before that, a very experimental film. So now a superhero film.
to be frank, I got so bored of the superhero genre already.
Yeah.
No.
Cinema is so vast. I want to explore all kinds of genres in this films. So yeah, I mean, like, even before I start a new film, I'll always look at what are all the genres that are not explored in Indian cinema before. So that's where I start my writing from.
Now, let me ask you a hypothetical question.
Yeah.
Why
Okay.
did you think the superhero genre hasn't exploded in India?
Interesting.
If you look at Telugu
Before you answer, just quick. Budget, big issue. Then also that we already have our own hero films, right? In a sense that our heroes can do stuff, and the things, the Hollywood films, the villains and all, it's just too, like, I think Indians, we are more grounded that what's happening around us, those are the villains we want to, our hero to tackle on. That's how actually Superman started. Used to attack, bribe people, to take bribe, and government officials, corrupt government of, that's who the Superman was fighting. It started like that, and then it became Alien, and some all that drama. But yeah, in India, I think still people don't care if an alien comes and the hero has to defeat the alien. Like, no one really cares about. We still in our spy universe also, whom we are fighting, people, corrupt businessmen and politicians and all of those people, those are the villains in our films. And I think that's also our heroes already defeat in our mega, the films you get, the big mass films you get. So those are two reasons. Let's see what he has to say.
cinema first. I will initially look at Telugu cinema and then see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Telugu cinema, I think it's been ages, or like it was only one senior NTR's film.
Of which there is a reference in your
Yeah.
film also.
Yeah.
Because
I did
initially
notice
I
that.
thought there was no superhero film ever made in Telugu, so I named it the first ever superhero film in Telugu. But then later somebody schooled me saying that already there was one film after we started shooting. So then I thought, to compensate to that, I thought I will pay a
Nice.
homage to Sir's film
Accepting your mistake is always good.
in the film HanuMan. Yeah.
Okay, it's HanuMan,
Why do you
not
think that
Hanuman.
hasn't worked? And why do you think superhero films haven't exploded in Telugu?
I don't know why. That's what I wondered. Like, if you look at Hollywood, the most commercial cinema there is superhero film
Right now, yeah.
right now. I think it's been last couple of years.
Yeah.
More than
So
a
that's
decade
what I
now.
thought, why did Telugu filmmakers
Not explore.
not think of that? So I don't know. I think probably there were superhero films in Telugu cinema, but they were not called superhero films. So
Yeah.
we call it socio fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there is a great scene in your film also where Teja receives his powers and he goes to his friend to exhibit them, and then he does a few things, right? He lifts a heavy weighted object, and then he kicks a. and
That's,
he- yeah, he-
I liked how that happens in most origin films in superhero genre, that they will show their powers or train or something like that will happen. I liked how, it's done in a very, comedic way, and it feels fresh. It doesn't feel like, oh, same thing is happening.
kicks a water pump. Then he breaks the wall. They're all obviously
There were references
to
also, Bahubali
previous
reference there.
films. It also tells a thing that all these supernatural things that we think are supernatural, they have always were being performed by
Yes, very good point. Because they reference to Bahubali doing it, then, I think Pawan Kalyan's name was taken. Bala? No, I'm missing the name. Arey, come on. Then the train thing also, like, all these things have been done before. So now if you're doing it, it's nothing special. So you're not a superhero. Interesting.
these are
Interesting.
like regular action hero stuff.
Correct.
So when you were writing a superhero film, what were the rules that you had set? Not just from his powers point of view, but also, like, we know that you said that you got tired of the superhero films because they all follow the same template. And when we talk about superheroes, there is that template: the underdog who receives some powers. There is the opposite, that good versus evil battle. So what were the rules that you had set when you started writing?
It was clear to me I should not cast a star
Okay.
because the scene that you were mentioning was the big question. So when the writing team was also discussing with me, sir, okay, we are writing a lot of superhero stuff, but all these things our heroes are doing it already. So how can we make it look like it's a superhero film? What else can we do? Because
Writing team, interesting. So they have a writer's room kind of a thing? Because I think there are multiple writers on the film.
all this, I mean, the same thing. Our heroes are doing it without superpowers.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I thought, okay, let's have a scene in the film saying that our heroes are already doing it, and then show what is actually a superhero. So that's what physics-wise, I didn't think much of that. I thought, okay, let's show hero as uh, so weak, like he cannot even open a dabba.
Yeah.
Which was very smartly done, to be very honest. His sister comes and opens, but he can't. Yeah.
He cannot. So let's show him as a very, very weak person, and then give him powers so that the contrast will be clearly established.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you work with a team, right? I see that the screenplay and dialogues were credited for
Scripts,
which I think is very cool. How do you guys operate? Like, what's the hierarchy?
Okay.
Not hierarchy, but what's the process like?
So Scriptsville is a
You can see he's not well.
firm I've established with my sister. So Sneha, so we write together. So
Nice.
we basically employed a couple of writers. I think we have some 12 writers now,
Okay.
and I mean, like, it's been a couple of years that I founded this, and we have been paying salaries to all these writers. You know, writing is not a professional job in film industry,
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
unfortunately. So I thought I'll change that. And
Wow.
I
That's
wanted
great.
to, make writing also a proper job. You know, like even writers can also get married.
They can also rent a house.
Yeah, exactly. So
Or
that's
buy they can also get a loan.
loan, correct.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll establish something where, you know, writers are properly respected, properly credited. If you look at the film, all the writers are credited in the film,
Yeah.
and they get proper salaries every month. So I've established that a couple of years back, and that's been going on and on. So yeah, I mean, like, initially, whenever I come up with an idea, I bounce it with them, and they brainstorm, and they come up with a couple of ideas and couple of scenes and all that, and then I'll sit with them, and then I'll, you know, fine tune or like filter all the scenes that are not actually working for me, or like not in the space
Okay.
or in the world of this cinema. So yeah, the process keeps going. There will be multiple iterations and all that. So that's when, you know, finally, when everything is okay, this is what we are shooting. Again, we'll take everybody's opinions, even after every schedule also.
Outside of the writer's room, you mean? Opinions.
No. Inside.
Inside. Okay.
So even after every schedule also, we'll that whole team will watch the footage, and then they tell me which one is actually working, where I messed it up. You know, they wrote
Okay.
a very interesting scene, but I didn't shoot it well.
Okay, so they have the liberty to come to you and tell
absolutely.
that. Okay.
So because everybody has
Nice.
full freedom, so they can point out anything.
Okay, that not many people can do, because a lot of people have egos. Not many will accept, and that's, I think, a good change. Then only you can make something good.
So most of the times, if even I agree with them, I will go back and reshoot it.
Okay, has it
Okay.
happened with
Wow.
HanuMan?
Of course.
Can you give an example?
The shot where, you know, Teja puts his leg on the glass, right?
Yeah.
And
When he comes out of
when
the house.
he,
Yeah.
you know, breaks the wall.
Yeah.
So that was all written later.
Oh,
Initially,
Okay.
it was not there.
Okay.
So when we watched the film, we felt that, you know, all these minute things are also needed. So
Cool.
a lot of other we never had a bound script while starting this film.
Okay.
Ooh,
And I think you
interesting.
said that you don't believe in the idea of final draft because there is nothing called final draft until you lock the film's edit.
That's very interesting for a film which has so much VFX work to do. Yes, VFX is not the best part of the film. At some places are really good, some places not. It's really not that good. But you expect, because in pre-production you have to give your story, and you have to get the VFX person there so they can understand what to do, how to go about, how to shoot these scenes. VFX shots which are very heavy, you have to be shot first, then go do the other shots. So a lot of planning has to come from that. So if you don't have a bound script, you don't know when you have to do action, when you have to do, where the VFX will come, where it not, then it become really tricky. So interesting how they pulled it off.
So
Okay.
we don't believe in like fully not believe in. Of because that's the right thing to do.
I mean, you have a writer's team.
Still, we don't have a script. So that's not the right way to do, but that's what is working for us.
Okay, so what's your bound script? What's your final shooting script like?
We never had a final shooting script. We initially have a story, and then whatever the schedule that
Very
we have,
interesting.
we write the script for the schedule, and we shoot it. We look at it, we mess it up. Okay, we'll realize what went wrong. Next schedule, we'll try to fix this and shoot new scenes. So it's very disorganized. way of making films.
So it's like very not short film. Short film also. That you have a. Then also you need a lot of money, not lot, but you need that producers backing that. Okay, you can you're going to shoot and spending time and money to shooting something, and that's you're not liking it because you didn't go with planning, and then again you're going to shoot. So that needs a lot of understanding between the producer and the director. It's a very what do you call it? Not in a wrong term. It's not a professional setup, I would say. It's more like new people. They just shoot something. Or it's not working. Let's shoot again. That kind of freedom, but in a they're making a feature film, big feature film. So in not a professional way, but in a professional setup, they are I don't know how to explain.
Okay. It's surprising that you are admitting it, but
Yes, it is.
That's true.
Okay, I'll come to this writing and shooting part later, but before that, we'll talk about VFX. Now, I'm sure this is a very obviously visually driven film. Before coming to VFX, when you were writing, Prasanth, did you have those certain images that you wanted to create in the film during the writing process itself? I mean, I'm asking this question because we know that somebody like S.S. Rajamouli, he has admitted that he thinks about images a lot because that's the image is the stuff that people will be remembering at the end of the day. And we know that his films have had some iconic imagery. And I could see that there are a few images in HanuMan that I know that they have been deliberately thought about. Like for instance, the shot of Teja standing on that HanuMan statue before he jumps onto the helicopter, stuff like that. Did you think about these images even while writing?
Not all of them, but I'm also more a visual guy than a dialogue guy. So most of the times I don't even look at the dialogues in the script when I'm shooting. So dialogues are very functional for me, except 1-2 dialogues that are really, really important for the film. For example, a dialogue like Varu tells to, means the sister character tells to the main lead, హనుమంతుడు కూడా బలవంతుడే బట్ రాముడికి సాయం చేసినట్టు భగవంతుడే.
I know the dialogue. I understood the dialogue. That Hanuman also got the purpose when he met Lord Ram. So
except few dialogues like that. So except few dialogues like that.
Okay.
Most
these
of
are
the
important
I
ones.
don't really put a lot of effort in. Every time I try to visualize the scene. What is the shot? What are the shots that I'm gonna do? How we can elevate the scene. So that's how I think. Most of the times when I'm shooting, I don't even hold the script.
Okay.
So only the ADs will make sure the dialogues are properly said. So most of the times I'm more like how the shot is coming. So I'll be more concentrating on that. Cool. Definitely, there are a lot of times, like you asked. The scene is more about the visuals that I'm going to shoot for me. And then a lot of times when I go to the shoot, there will be a lot of improvisations. So when I get some idea, I will execute it. If it is 5 o'clock in the evening and I get a new idea, we will shoot tomorrow. So it's not like I have to finish the shoot in this 2-3 days. I have to finish it. So even the producer was quite
supportive.
You need that.
Very privileged in that sense.
Absolutely.
You need that, yeah.
No, I asked this question specifically because, see, even something similar like the moment where Teja sees Amrita for the very first time. See, it's a very what do you call? I don't want to use a cliche, but it's a very familiar scene, right? That moment where hero sees the heroine for the very first time and which segues into a song. It's a very familiar scene. But I really like the fact that you are trying to do something with fishes there also.
Correct.
So are all
because also like with that song Instead of establishing a whole backstory between them in the beginning and then this song, it's like in the song you are explaining why he fell in love, what happened in the past, how they know each other and don't know each other. So within that song, there are multiple things happening.
These things like imagined
Yeah,
well in advance is
well
what
in
I'm
advance,
asking.
yeah. Few things are yes, few things are thought on spot. Yeah.
Okay. Is writing something that you enjoy, or you just want to get done with it and go execute it?
Interesting.
Initially, I used to hate being a director and like writing more
Okay.
because it was too tedious satisfying so many people's egos and all that.
Direction, you mean?
Direction.
Okay.
Direction is too tedious, right? You have to make the hero happy, that guy happy, the budgets, this and all that. Writing is very comfortable, no? You can just sit and write.
Full freedom you get.
So there were many times when I thought I should quit direction, and after doing
After
my first
making-
two,
okay.
1-2 films.
Oh.
After my first two films, I thought I'll quit direction and like just stick to writing. But then after during Zombie Ready and after Zombie Ready, also because of the producers that I'm working with, so they've given me enough freedom and support.
You can see that.
Where I started enjoying direction also.
And I think if them giving him so much freedom and belief and the films are working, the film has made 100 crore, they'll be so happy. Then why not?
Surprising. Only after 2 to 3 films.
Of course, you will not get that creative liberty
Yeah.
unless you are a little successful. So definitely, I started enjoying direction more. So then I'm like, every time a scene is halfly written, I'll plan. I'll be already. You get an idea. So if you look at the Jai Shri Ram scene.
Okay.
Shootout.
Yeah. So the whole shoot was done, the edit was logged, everything is done. So then this one morning I was taking a bath and I got that idea that what if I can form Sri Ram with bullets, fire,
interesting.
and
The light with.
so that's it. That's the image. Okay. Then immediately I called my production team and said we are shooting. So get the dates on tomorrow or next 2 days. We are shooting that. So we planned for the shoot. Then we started writing what will happen in that scene.
To lead up towards that image.
Lead up to that image.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's how it happens. Yeah.
And you said that you had met Mr. S.S. You had met a lot of directors to seek inputs because this is obviously a very big project for your experience. This is the biggest project that you had done, and you had sought their inputs, right? What was one input that you took from Mr. S.S. Rajamouli, and how did it help you?
Rajamouli sir clearly said, edit out everything that is, the VFX point of view. So whatever shots that are not needed in the film. So just edit that out first.
Okay.
Because sometimes what happens is you get all the VFX done for your film.
Yeah, and then it's not
Then
used.
you edit out that sequence.
Yep.
Right.
It's too expensive.
So then
Yep.
all the
And actually, that's what I said, right? Because you plan VFX. Now, because see, I have a background of animation. So in animation also, you edit first, like pre-production. Before production starts, you do editing. Because you don't want to spend your time animating something to 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And then later in the edit, when you edit the film, you just remove it. It's too much work, money, time has gone into that. So you cannot cut it out just. Maybe sometimes you take tough call. Maybe you thought it will work, but it's not working. But in animation, editing has to come first. So it's in VFX also you have to decide which shot has to be in, and before sending to VFX houses, you have to first edit that sequence. This is the final sequence. I just need the VFX to be placed. It cannot be you send a scene and they're like this is not working, but VFX is done. You have paid the money. You have to it's too expensive.
and all will be
Wasted.
So you take the decision before and then only work on those shots that will actually go into the film. So even after him telling me all of that, I still wasted a lot of time. If you look at the trailer,
You learn from your
you
mistakes.
have that cheetah running sequence.
Yeah, I was wondering why it's not in the film.
In the film, yeah.
It's not there in the film.
Yeah.
So because last minute I took a decision, no matter how much I tried, it wasn't looking good.
It wasn't actually.
Yeah.
Even in the trailer, it wasn't looking good. We thought at least for the film, we'll be able to fix it.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Okay.
we tried really, really hard, but it wasn't looking good. So I had to take it out of the film.
Okay, so it's Samudragani's character who's coming in the form of that
No.
Cheetah. Or was it a different?
It's a different sequence actually. The tiger, Samudragani sir comes as a tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there is this another scene.
Okay.
So the tiger is different, the cheetah is different.
Maybe when he's testing his powers. I even wondered from the trailer. I was expecting it will show up and it never showed up only.
Okay.
The cheetah sequence is supposed to come when hero is running to save heroine in the second half. So Venel Kishore,
Before Anjaneya.
just before
Avakai
the
Anjaneya.
song, this
Okay.
is supposed to happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the final cut, I've removed it just in the last
I was wrong.
few days of the release.
Oh man, I mean, good decision.
Yeah, we spent a lot of money, lot of time on it. But when we are not confident about the quality of a shot, why should we show it to the audience? So yeah, we
No,
took
I mean,
the
like,
decision.
from a creator's perspective, where do you think you guys couldn't realize the 100% vision for that sequence? Was it time crunch? Because I know that you had given the VFX artist enough
We
time,
have
but
worked more than a year.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think 12 shots. It's hardly 12 shots.
What are those 12 shots?
I mean the cheetah
Okay.
sequence.
Yeah, so it's like
just 12 shots.
12 different shots are
is what we
put
couldn't
together.
Get it right.
Okay.
Yeah, there could be different reasons. Let's not. But yeah, we couldn't get it right.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've realized, okay, this is the mistake that I should not do for the next film.
Yeah.
Great. Now you just said something very fascinating, that you were taking a bath and you had this image in your mind.
Right.
Now let me play the devil's advocate here. Let me put on my critic's hat and say, akkada logic workout avvatledu.
Right.
Okay, it's very easy to say that, right? And the logic can be questioned also, right? It's okay. I'm giving you complete liberty. I enjoyed that moment. I loved that moment.
Right.
But if you look at it logically, it's not. It requires you, the audience. Okay, you have to suspension of disbelief. So Prashant, when you are writing or when you want to execute something, do you think about logic a lot, or do you just go with magic?
See, logic, of course, yes. But if the scene is so magical, if the magic is so good, that audience, the logic might, be sidelined or a bit overshadowed. So magic definitely, takes
Priority.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good call. I mean, like that moment actually it works as a mass moment.
Yeah.
Now coming to
Because also, like, spoilers if you haven't seen the film, because it's actually not the hero there, it's someone else. So actually thematically it makes sense that why. Because our hero, you're putting identity or the powers of Hanuman. So so in that sense it doesn't work. But who that character actually is in that moment, it actually works why why Lord Ram's image is behind him.
pre-visualization and stuff, what was the prep that went into pre-production before you guys started filming? When you started approaching perhaps VFX artists, I mean, like, how was the work split? How many companies worked on it, and where?
Again, it was very unprofessional thing. There was no pre-production phase, production phase, and post-production. So there was prep, shooting, post, again prep, again post, again shooting, again post, again prep.
And that's a big luxury to have if you can pull that off. And that's what happened in Hollywood. They even say, right, Marvel films, they're reshooting now. They're going back to shoot some things because it didn't work out. So they have to spend a lot of money for that. And you have to put in the contract of the actor that you will have to do it if if you need reshooting, you have to come and shoot. You cannot say no.
It was very here and there. So yeah, I mean, like,
at what point did VFX artists or that entered the picture?
Actually, a little late. The main
That should not be the case,
lesson for me
actually.
from this film is the assets that are needed. If you look at the big Hanuman Murti that is there. So we always had an idea how it should be and all that, but we didn't start working on it until very late. Until 80% of the shoot is done, we didn't work on that VFX. So that's also the reason why the film took so much time. From the next film onwards, I'll make sure all the assets are created
Ready, yeah.
while working on the pre-production itself. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, didn't you guys start working on that, or didn't you think about that
No,
image?
we thought about it, but we didn't start working on the VFX.
Okay.
So we thought like standard workflow. We thought we'll do prep, we'll finish the shoot, and then start VFX during post
Yeah,
production.
it's
Okay.
nope. That's the biggest disaster coming your way. But even that they pulled off the film. That's amazing.
Okay.
But that's not how you should be doing when you're doing a VFX heavy film. Yeah.
Okay. Now coming to another writing question, what was the motivation behind opening the film with the villain's origin?
No
Which I
particular
actually
reason. I
like.
thought that's the best thing to do. I mean, like you have to know your villain properly, and I really like the villain character also. Like I want.
I just wish there was more grayness to that character. It was not just outright evil kind of, which it becomes kind of generic by the end of the story.
There were more scenes that I wanted to shoot with the villain, but we already ran out of time and budget. So there's one more scene that I really wanted to shoot, but we couldn't do it.
Okay, which is, you want to share it or you want to save it for your next film?
Probably, yeah. I'll save it for the next
Okay,
Okay. And coming to,
that means that villain is gonna come back.
I was really fascinated with, the backstory of that place called Anjanadri and how it actually is connected to the mythology. I think it was very smartly done with that whole blood thing and all. What was your, is that all the backstory that we saw, or what was your, how much material did you put into creating that place? And
Interesting.
There is a
Question.
very big story that we wrote. So HanuMan is just a very small part of it.
Okay.
So
Cool.
if you look at Samudrakani sir's character, so I don't want to reveal the twist, but you know who he is.
Big twist.
yeah.
So in the end, Samudrakani sir says, I have finished my promise. I have fulfilled my promise I've done to you.
Yeah.
It's time for
Okay.
you too. So definitely HanuMan, the god HanuMan has told something to him. So there are
Okay.
like lot of stories that we wrote around this small little story.
Okay.
Oh,
So
cool.
there's
So like a Jai Hanuman, which is the next film, is gonna be a prequel, I guess. Then.
Much bigger backstories, and there is prequel, sequel.
Yeah.
There are like a lot of ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he could be like the Nick Fury of
Exactly, that's what I told him also. When I
Okay.
when I was pitching Samudrakani sir this character, I told him like you will be the Nick Fury of this universe. Yeah.
Cool.
And that reveal actually fascinated me. I mean, like, who he is, and reveal that he is this and so.
Right.
At what point of the script what was the inspiration behind
See,
that?
we wanted to create a universe of superheroes. So initially, when we wrote the story, he was not there in the film.
Okay.
When we started shooting, also he was not there in the film.
Oh my God.
I'm just blown away. Every time he reveals something, I'm just blown away. And it actually increases my appreciation for the film more, because listening to everything, like, this film should have been a disaster, but it's not. They still pulled out a great film, and with all that happened behind the scenes, but wow.
Okay. Okay.
Then when we thought, okay, let's make it as a franchisee, let's make it as universe. Let's have characters that can move forward. Let's have characters that can, have a bigger backstories and all that. That's when I brought this character in and waved it into the story that we already have.
Okay. So I have a doubt here. When you're saying that you didn't have this character when you started shooting, there is a scene where, that whole bandit attack scene where Teja is trying to save Amrita.
Right.
Yeah.
Samudrakani's character is in that, during that moment he is there, right? When it is happening.
Yeah, but
The
I
tiger.
think,
Was he
But that-
included later?
Later.
Or? Okay, so you guys shot the bandit sequence first and then you
Included
oh my God.
when you know the entire story of our filmmaking process, whatever has happened, you'll be so surprised.
I am already.
There are a lot of things we did later.
Please share a couple of
But it makes sense, the way the way it's included makes very much sense. It's like good problem solving. Okay, I need to include this character. This scene has already been shot. Where can I add it? Because the tiger enters, he chases him, and that leads to him then go save him. So it's good. Okay.
What came, because I think you said you had seen the response to the teaser and then you went and changed a few things. I would love to know what came in later.
Even irrespective of the response to the teaser, I keep changing stuff, like
Okay.
even like I said, the Jai Shri Ram scene, if you look at that scene, it has a lot of connections to the story. It
Yeah.
has
Samudrakani is you basically change the context of the scene, right? It's
there is like a lot of
Yeah.
but that scene was conceived very later. I mean, like the scene was conceived very later in the filming process. So like that, the way I work is little unorthodox, like
it is
Very unorthodox.
I'm not proud of it, but
no, just being that
frank
is your,
about it.
I mean, like if that brings out the best in you, and if you are getting support from your producer to give a good product, I mean that there's nothing.
I usually be like call him and say, I have this new idea.
Like, oh my god, again the producer be like.
Then after a point, I think for this scene, I think there is this one more scene. I just called him and I said, I have this new idea. He said, like, go ahead, do it.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
he believes in, like, the last minute ideas that I get are really working for the film. So,
Man, I would love to know what were a few other editions that weren't, conceived originally.
not many. I think.
Hey, you just said that.
I mean to say there will be one more dialogue
Okay.
that can be added in one scene, so that I usually shoot with cheat and shoot it in a close up and then add it into the scene.
Yeah.
We usually don't. Nobody knows how to make a hit film, right?
Yeah.
So we basically believe in watching the scenes that are already shot and
Yeah.
agree. Put your ego aside and agree that you didn't shoot it right.
Yeah.
You somewhere messed it up, and then like do little
That's
bit of
a really good quality you need to have if you want to be a creative person and do well.
just and make the scene work. So we didn't follow this approach where this 1 week you have to finish 12 scenes. So you have to finish those scenes at any cost, no matter how these scenes will come. So one day you have to finish 2 scenes. So that approach we didn't go with.
Okay.
So we went, okay, if we don't finish this scene today, we'll finish it tomorrow.
Okay.
Or else we'll shoot one more day and finish. So the producer has really supported me with that.
I don't know how many producers now listening to this will want to work with him. Not many will have that, courage to do.
We made sure every scene is shot properly and every scene is properly, that comes out of the screen.
But on a personal level, Prasanth, when you know that the film is, taking a new shape every day, when you know that, okay, what we are shooting today might not be the final one, this might change tomorrow. But I'm pretty sure you had a gut feeling when you started out. You had that conviction, right? But over the course of, say, 2 years, when a lot is changing, improving it is okay. Now that the film has worked, everybody is loving it, you can say that, okay, we have done a lot of improvisations. But had it gone south, a part of you must have told, okay, we should have just stuck to what we set out. Maybe we shouldn't have made those changes. How do you remain confident throughout the process?
Good
How do
question.
you do that?
Whenever we came up with an improvisation, we just pitch it to everyone on the set. On the set as in like the main core team. The producer will hear it, the actor will hear it, the writing team will hear it. Only when everybody says that this will make the film
Better.
at least 2 times better than what it is already, only then we will go ahead.
Okay.
So
It's not like impulsive. Oh, we should do this and let's shoot it. And instead of without thinking.
And at the same time, the original story, the original heart of the story should stay the same. That should not change. Imagine we will not add imagine the music director has composed a beautiful, fantastic item song for the film. That's also an improvement, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that will go into this film.
Yeah.
So obviously we will be sensible enough to know which one will go into the film, which one will not disturb the heart of the story. Only that will go into the film. That decision I have to take.
Okay.
That's the only thing that a director can do.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like it's all about filtering
Yeah.
inputs. Right? Like I'm sure you have. It's like everybody is working. Everybody has. You're handling a lot of departments. It's one of the prime responsibilities that you have is to say yes or no to. That's great.
I take inputs from my focus puller also, my light assistant also. Even they can come and tell me on the set, sir, like ఈ షాట్ ఇలా ఏమైనా చేస్తే బాగుంటుందన్న I'll take it.
Have there been instances like
there
that?
were instances. The focus puller told me once, like, sir, ఇక్కడ
Man,
కాకుండా
as a creative person, it'd be amazing to work with him.
చేస్తే బాగుంటుంది అని. So
Okay.
we did that. Even the art director comes and tells me, sir, I think acting ikkada అని చెప్పి అంటారు. I'll listen to it. So everybody has that freedom around the set. We basically have a lot of we really enjoy the making of the film anamata. There is not like Ray, what will director say if I can. So that environment is never there.
Okay.
And even if you come to our sets, nobody will scream. Usually the big sets will be like there are a lot of shouts and all this. It's always very peaceful, very fun, very happily going kind of shoots.
That's
I
good.
mean, don't think that I'm focusing too much on writing. I'm pretty sure you'll have a different answer to this also.
Sure.
When you have a villain in the film, you have a villain named Michael, but still in the first half you are filling this. I think I'm telling you the appreciate just, and I'm not sure if it's coming out like that. I like that you are filling the story with so many elements. Like for instance, there is a village lone, there is a bad guy of sorts who's also getting a redemption of sorts at the end. And in the second half, there is that entire angle where he has to prove that there is a play going on between the villain and hero that he wants to find out, but this guy doesn't want to reveal that.
Yeah.
At one point, he's being called a cheat, stuff like that. E elements and me, I'm like, okay, I'm sure that you have a structure, point A, point B, point C. ఆ పాయింట్స్ ని ఫిల్ చేయడంలో వచ్చే వాట్ ఈస్ దాట్ ప్రాసెస్ లైక్? ఐమ్ షూర్ ఓకే మనకు ఆల్రెడీ విలన్ ఉన్నాడు, బట్ వై డూ యూ నీడ్ అ సెకండ్ విలన్ ఆఫ్ సార్ట్స్? what is the motivation behind these packing in these elements into the film?
I didn't really think that much. Whatever we wrote came very organically. So we read all screenwriting books and all that, but we thought this is what.
Because you want to level up, right? Like hero has to face a smaller villain, then a bigger villain, then so that's how you set it up. Unless that's the main villain of the whole story, because you have a secondary villain coming later, you have to first up give a first villain where the hero takes him down.
This is all very organic. We didn't think too much about it.
It wasn't calculated.
It wasn't really calculated.
Okay.
So we knew our main villain, we knew our hero, but obviously, like we wanted
Obstacles, yeah.
There's no particular calculation. I think it was very organically that story came.
And tell me about what goes behind the creation of those sequences. Ante we are Telugu people, we love watching mass movies, you love watching mass movies. We all have that that lead up. We call film sequence, ee block adirpoindra, ee sequence adirpoindi, interval bang adirpoindi. These are things that we often hear about. And in HanuMan I can clearly think of 5 to 6 blocks that stood out. For instance, that whole Kusti block, how Kusti sequence, how it starts out. It starts off on a comic note where this guy is trying to evade the fight.
Yeah.
Then it goes into a heroic mode that culminates into something cool. Second half also, it's like, that whole Avakaya Anjaneya block. I have my issues with the placement of that block, screenplay wise. But as a sequence, I think it
the
is
song
super
with
fun
the
to
fight.
watch. So what goes behind the creation of these sequences?
I think we removed all the sticky notes here. I'll show you the other room. In all our stories, we basically put up sticky notes, okay? We'll have the structure of the film there. We basically put 64 sticky notes.
Okay.
8 sticky notes per 15 minutes. So it's like 2 hours structure that we do. This is there was a lot of evolution in that process, writing process also. These days, the most current style of working, what we do is, out of 64, we put high scenes. We call them high scenes.
High moments.
High moments.
Yeah.
So now
Okay.
what we are doing is, over the time we've realized audience really are enjoying these highs.
Yeah.
Okay. So we use red color sticky note for that high.
Okay.
We spread that out. We whatever the scenes that we have, we spread them out, and all the yellow color sticky notes we'll use it for the normal scenes.
Normal is drama.
Yeah, drama. So we will make sure at least there are like 1 or 2 highs in every 15 minutes of the film.
Okay.
ఓకే 15 మినిట్స్ అంటే రెండు
Interesting.
yellow తర్వాత ఒక వన్ రెడ్ ఆఫ్టర్ 2 yellows.
At least after three yellows, there should
Okay.
be one high scene.
Interesting.
So that was the
This is an interesting process. No one shares so much details about their writing process. And I'm sure, some people hearing this will like, Arey, this is not how you make films and this and that. It works for them. What does it matter?
Initially, we used to write the whole thing organically, and then try to have high scenes in between intervals. But now the writing process, the latest writing process has become like, let's write the high scenes first.
Okay.
When you have an idea
Yeah.
for the film, write the most cinematic, craziest moments that can happen in that idea. So at least have 8 or 16, if possible 16 highs. If you have them, just write what can lead to that high scene
And what
Okay.
follows,
Okay.
and then you have
Makes
your
sense.
blockbuster story.
He just revealed the formula to make hit films.
ఫార్ములా అంటే కదా
Probably that's what we figured it out. But yeah, so orthodox. I mean, like, this is not correct way of filmmaking, but this is what we are
There is no correct way of filmmaking.
trying to do now. Yeah.
ఓకే సో ఆ రకంగా ఇన్ దాట్ సెన్స్ వాట్ వర్ ఐమ్ ఓకే నేను ఓకే యాజ్ అన్ ఆడియన్స్ వాట్ వర్ ద సీన్స్ దట్ యూ ఇంటెండెడ్ యాజ్ హై సీన్స్ ఇన్ ద ఫిల్మ్
The scene when hero is getting the powers underwater.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so that was one.
You didn't intend the hero intro to be a high scene?
No, it was. I thought it was a very normal scene, but people are saying it is really good.
It's a fun scene.
It's a fun scene. Yeah.
The with the
But
monkey,
right
yes.
now, none of the scenes are like really, really high for me because it's been almost 3 years that I'm working on them. But definitely the Jai Shri Ram scene.
The climax, like that's the biggest.
The scene when he's finally standing on his shoulder.
Yeah, the shoulder scene.
And
What the entire climax was
obviously
red. The entire climax was red.
you have to see that. I don't know if we still have that. The entire climax will be of red. Yeah.
Okay. And see, I'm really curious to know about that Avakaya Anjaneya sequence because
We started shooting with that song actually.
Oh.
That was the first thing that we conceived,
okay.
and we went to shoot with that.
Okay. See, from a writing
Which-
perspective, I have an issue with that, and I want you to address
No,
it.
the same.
That
Okay, got
scene
it.
plays out when something urgent is happening in the film. You know that this hero has, he was captured by the bad guy, which is a huge red flag, right? Ideally, Teja's character should be worried about what this bad guy's plan is, what is
Yeah.
he up to, because it's a dangerous scenario. But you place a rather fun, again, a massy. I really liked it. What was the need to place that sequence there?
No particular reason. I thought it would be really cool to do it.
That's it. You didn't think about, the break out the demo.
Didn't really think that much.
Even I also didn't think.
And what was the intention behind, conceiving that whole Avakaya thing?
Nothing. I thought it will be really cool to do it. Heroine is in danger, and there is threat, and there can be Avakaya can be prepared, and then there is hero who can beat them up.
Yeah.
Thought
It's very cool.
It's a cool. It's a
very
cool idea,
and,
definitely.
the song has also come out well, so I thought let's go shoot it. Yeah.
Wow, man. And then I'm really curious to know about Koti character also. I'll be really surprised if you now say that that also came out. We started
It was there from day one only. And day one itself, even before I started shooting, I asked Raviteja Garu, there is this one character that you have to dub. It's almost like 3 years back, I think.
Okay.
Oh, the monkey guy. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it. So it's there from day one. right till the climax twist.
Yeah, I really like that you use that character to actually give some utility
Correct.
to the story.
Yeah.
When when theater lo somebody was like, people were cheering for that scene when he throws that thing. I think the screenplay also has a lot of callbacks, right? That be it that Koti or that bad guy coming back. ఇవన్నీ ఆలోచించి team తో
Not everything. 60% of them are written, 40% is improvised.
Okay, 60 plus 40.
Yeah.
Okay,
100.
I mean, like, మీరు చెప్పేదాన్ని చూస్తుంటే it reminds me a lot of, తమిళ్లో వెట్రిమారన్. He also says that don't follow me because this is like you're admitting this is very disorganized.
Risky.
Yeah.
This is how
I do.
He reminded me of that. And I wanted to know, this film is a mix of obviously in camera. You guys tried virtual reality, right?
Virtual we thought we'll do, but it was too expensive. We didn't do it.
Okay, didn't go for that.
No.
So it was entirely green screen.
For the green screen. Yeah.
Was it never the
Virtual, I think they're talking about what's called. Come on, the Mandalorian shoot. Virtual production, where you instead of green screen, you put screens on which you show what there would be in camera. So while you're shooting, only you can see what's there instead of going in VFX, removing green screen and adding everything there. So that actually helps.
reveal HanuMan's face?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The intention to reveal entirely green screen?
For the green screen. Yeah.
Was it never the intention to reveal HanuMan's face?
Yeah.
Will we see a face in the second part?
Of course. Of course.
The whole film is about
Because
that.
it is very difficult to cast an actor who will match up to HanuMan's image.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to find.
And I also like their design of Lord HanuMan because it's like, the way you see the body. It's like you see a body, human body, very ribbed, and you see the hair, And I think some people, they create a slimmer version. Some create, like, I think Adi Purush is not a great example, but even they went for it very big. But yeah, it doesn't have the same thing. But the power you see of him, with his body and everything, it was very well designed.
So we thought at least for this film, let's just go photorealistic VFX. Like if you look at those shots, it will look so real. It will. Some shots even I thought like, why did you even go for VFX? I can just use my hand and shoot it because every shot is expensive, no?
Yeah.
It comes so naturally. Those shots come I mean, like, obviously it took us a lot of time to get it there. But it's come out really, really well. But second part, of course, the full film you will see him.
Oh, full film will have future HanuMan. Okay. And
He will be the main lead in that.
Okay. So there won't be Teja in that film.
There will be, but the story is about the promise.
Okay.
And it was a very good cliffhanger, man. I think it was done very smartly.
We actually have the story for Jai Hanuman. We wrote it. It's there. Actually, we wrote more Jai Hanuman story than the actual Hanuman story.
Okay.
So we never thought we'll include that in this film.
Okay.
This
So
is
that was
also
supposed
done
to be
in a
completely.
that's supposed to be very separately done. But very last few months before the release, we thought let's just have that into this film.
Oh my God. Okay.
Just, like tease the audience with.
Then what was the original ending supposed to be like?
Hanuman will come and Teja, and that's where it's supposed to end.
Okay.
But then we thought let's tease audience with Jai Hanuman. So we brought
Okay.
Okay. One of my final questions, Prasanth. Obviously, you have worked on the film for like 3 years. You obviously have been very passionate about it. It's like it's art for you. You're the creator. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to ask you about all the release issues. Not getting there. As a creator, is it difficult for you to accept that at the end of the day, your creation will be perceived just as a product? Was that what do you call a hard reality for you this time, something that you had to deal with?
Even I don't really get too attached with my thing, and I will not treat it as like some art, like some supernatural thing or whatever. So end of the day,
you care about it, right?
Of course I care about it.
You can't do that without.
Of course I care about it. But once I finish the film, for me, the most important part of the filmmaking process is the making of it.
Yeah.
Once you finish making it, so that's definitely in the producer's hands and the distributors, the exhibitors, so all this business things will come.
Yeah.
So with my previous film, I really struggled a lot to, like even after finishing the film, I tried a lot to where it is going and all that.
This was
Zombie Ready or Kalki or Awe. So I used to treat it like my baby, let's not give it to them. Let's not.
Oh.
I used to be like so involved in the post-release process also. But no matter how much I try, things are not in your hands anymore. So
Yeah.
you cannot decide your release date. You cannot, decide which theater the film will go into and all that. So ultimately, it will be treated like a product only. So it's better you make the film that you want to make. At least after Kalki, I put up this clause saying that you will not decide the release date until I say my product is ready.
Oh,
Oh, you did that
interesting.
after Kalki itself?
Yeah. That's,
Okay. I thought you started it with Hanuman.
No. For every producer, that's the first thing that I say. You don't tell me this is the release date. You have to finish the film by then. Sankranti release, so you have to finish by Sankranti. So I
Okay.
will not do that.
That's great.
So let me finish my film. I will know by when I will be get it ready. Like in 2 months, I'll get the film ready. That's when you announce the release date.
Okay.
But
Okay.
according
That's
to the
great.
release date, I cannot
Many people need that. Many people need that.
work. I cannot get the copy ready. So until then, no matter you put, I put my 100%, 200%. Haven't slept for last 1 week.
No, I'm not questioning your, your
I'm saying
passion. I'm saying,
Finally, it becomes a product.
yeah.
So only till then you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah.
After that, it is just a copy. It's not even called a film or
Yeah.
it's not even called cinema or anything. It is just called copy.
It's a file, basically.
It's a file. It's a copy. That's it.
Okay.
That's one way to look at it.
What's the future of Prasanth Varma Cinematic? I mean, to be very honest, when you announced Prasanth Varma Cinematic, so I was like,
Too
why
ambitious.
is this guy being, in the long sight? I mean, like, we know that it's one film, we know that those plans might not realize. I was like, why is this person thinking so much in advance?
Ahead.
I had that doubt, but you answered that with HanuMan.
Even I thought I'll not announce it until after HanuMan because only then people will understand how serious I am about it.
Yeah, damn serious.
But I had to do it. But we are quite serious about it. We have been working on at least 20 scripts
Wow.
for the universe.
For this universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least 12 superheroes. 6 superheroes will do it in the phase 1.
Do you have phases also?
Yes. That's I love hearing that. And to go back hear that again. I love it. Great.
Wow, man.
We're not calling it phase, we're calling it something else. I'll tell you slowly one by one.
Okay.
So, and it'll all happen in a parallel universe called Akhand Bharat.
Okay.
It's very exciting. Like there'll be new directors who will be
Oh,
shooting these
nice. That's
films.
great.
So it's like a lot of things that we're gonna do, and you will have a film from Prasanth Varma Cinematic Universe for every Sankranti.
Wow.
Thumbnail content. Okay. What progress are these stories in?
Thank you for asking that.
I think 60-70% of the story is ready.
But with you, it's never.
I think with me, we can start shooting.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Jai Hanuman.
Hanuman we can start shooting. Adhira we can start shooting. There is female-centric superhero film that we can start shooting. There's
Okay.
like 2-3 more stories that also we can start shooting. They're in a pretty advanced stage of writing. But I will not have time for so much, right? So I think immediately we will start Adhira and the
Okay.
female-centric. I'm consciously not saying the name, but we have the name. We've registered and everything.
Lakshmi.
Oh,
Saraswati.
No, Durga.
don't.
You mentioned everything but that.
Kali.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think we'll immediately work on these 3 films.
Great,
Great.
man.
So
As
no
you,
way Jai Hanuman is coming in 2025. With if Adhira is happening, it will take a year and a half. Like 2024 already. 2025 Jai Hanuman is not coming. No way. That considering you're gonna have a CG Hanuman in the whole film, it will take 3 years almost. So I'm guessing Adhira will be the first one.
I mean, like VJ, and you do the normal stuff also. You want to plan both, right? It's like it's not like you want to do only the universe films, or do you want to like standalone films? Kuda?
Standalone films, we're calling it Beyond the Universe.
Okay.
So I'm already shooting. I'm already shooting one.
Okay.
We finished 90% of the shoot.
No, is that
Oh.
connected to?
No.
It's not.
There's this another film that I have been shooting along with HanuMan.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
90% done.
Okay.
How do you manage?
It's fun, you know.
Okay.
I was shooting
Wow.
10 days HanuMan, 10 days that film.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's almost done. It's another 10 days left, and we will probably
Announce it. soon.
finish it and announce it next month.
Okay.
Wow.
So I'm really thank you very much for the time. See, I'm most excited about this because every time we talk about a superhero film or a big universe film of sorts, everything becomes about stars. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that you created something which I don't think it requires a star. Once the star enters the picture, it becomes entirely about that star's image, that fandom. But I think with Hanuman, you created something that
New
doesn't
something.
really bother about the star because it's the character that we are most excited about. Even if you look at Marvel, be it Thor or be it that whole Tom Holland Spider-Man also, Tom Holland was
No one.
not a very popular star. It's the character that made him a star. So I'm glad that you're creating those characters, and I really hope you place the characters above the stars in this universe. Wishing you all the very best. Congratulations for Hanuman once again. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great interview. Okay, that was fun. I'm happy. I cannot wait because there are phases. So that means how much advanced thinking has gone in. And I think from Hanuma just gonna be step up, and step up only. A lot of things I think love that how frankly Prashant Varma just said everything that happened. It not trying to sound smart that I did this and I did that, and we did the film like this, and he just said I did mistakes, we did like this, we shot it the wrong way, we make all those things, and just we make films like that. It was so candid. Just didn't I would love to talk to him one day if it's possible, but yeah, cannot wait for this universe. Cannot wait to see what's coming ahead. 6 superheroes, there will be female centric films also. Like there's a whole 20 film in the Prashant Cinematic universe. There's phases like that's music to my ears. Oh, cannot wait. Cannot wait. Very excited. But what do you guys think? Leave in the comments below. And check this video, next. And I will see you next time. And also, great interview by Ram Venkat. Thank you for doing that in English. And thank you, Film South.